Welcome back to India Decides at 9. Well, the CBI closure report into the Aarushi case has details of which are now available, seems to very clearly be pointing a finger at Aarushi's father, Rajesh Talwar, and in a sense saying that he is the prime suspect. Rajesh and Nupur Talwar now both join us to answer and to respond to point by point all that the CBI has said in the closure reports, and I am going to be asking them those questions as to the charges that the CBI has made against them. Rajesh, if I can just start with you, the CBI closure report, in a sense, pretty directly says that you are still the prime suspect for the CBI.
Well, Vikram, it's really very unfortunate that this kind of thing has come up, and despite all my, I did everything that was possible as far as I was concerned, and I did all kind of tests and this and that to try and let them go in the finish off with us and then sort of go in the whatever direction they want to take. But it's very unfortunate that this is without any reason, without any they've sort of put in this kind of report.
All right, Rajesh and Nupur, I'm going to refer to some of what the CBI says in its closure report and try and get your response or your reaction to it. The CBI closure report says essentially, Rajesh, that the circumstantial evidence in this case, it's not evidence that they can go to trial with or can convict on, but the circumstantial evidence points to you.
These are circumstances. This is not circumstantial evidence. These are circumstances, and this is the reason why I went through all the tests, so that everything could be. I have no other way of proving circumstances, so that is why I went through everything, whatever was asked from me. And that is also there in the report that has not shown anything. Then why this kind of thing? I don't know.
So just looking at some of the specifics that the CBI refers to, Rajesh, it says, for example, that you in a sense tried to divert attention just after Aarushi's murder from the search for Hemraj. You tried to divert attention away from that and from where Hemraj's body was lying.
Vikram, you tell me something like this happens in your house, you call the police, and it's the police's responsibility to do what they have to. I was so shocked when I saw, and it was such a big this thing for me that I was actually don't even have any recollection of 4-5 hours after the incident, and it was up to the Noida police to do that. Why is it that every time I am blamed for all their inadequacies? I think that is not correct.
But did you say anything to them about Hemraj, about looking for him or not looking for him, or where he might have gone? You said nothing to them?
Absolutely not. I did not say anything at all. That's a completely false statement.
Okay, completely false statement. Nupur, the other issue, one of the other issues that they talk about is in a sense the circumstances around the maid being allowed into the house. And they say that you threw down the key for the maid and she came inside, and in that 2 or 3 minutes when she was coming inside is when suddenly you spoke about the fact that or you discovered Aarushi's body and there was an outcry at that point. Could you just take us the precise circumstances of what actually happened at that time?
Yes, that's what happened. In the sense, what happened was that when I heard the doorbell in the morning, and I realized it was being unanswered, because Hemraj was the one who usually opened the door to the doorbell at 6 a.m. in the morning when the maid would come. And when I realized that he had not opened it, I got up from the bed and I went towards the door. And I opened the door and I saw the maid standing outside, and Hemraj's room is right next to the front door. And I looked inside the door and I realized that Hemraj was not there. And I also noticed at that point of time that his bed seemed to be pretty much in order, as if he had not slept there. And the first thing I said to the maid was that Hemraj kahan hai? But I frankly just thought he's just kind of probably gone somewhere, and he's just closed the door and gone. Because I, at that point of time, first tried to push open the door, and I realized the door was shut. And at the same time, I also realized that Hemraj was not in his room.